Hey guys, just got off work. Headed to the car. Seen the movie yesterday, so I'll review it. Get my stuff in the car. Hopefully not drop it. That would be appreciative. Pretty intense movie. Oh, pretty intense movie. It was 22 July. 22 July. And it was about. Turn that down. But it was about the terrorist attacks in Norway in 2011. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So interesting that it's not interesting. It's horrible what happened. And if you haven't seen it, if you haven't heard about the Norway attacks, this movie kind of makes you go like, whoa, this is real. This is like based on real events. And at the end of the movie, it tells you. I didn't get to see what happened to the killer. I'm assuming he's still in prison or hung himself at some point. I don't know. Hopefully he hung himself. But he needs to go. Hopefully he was attacked by a bunch of people in prison. I don't know how bad the Norway prisons are. But it was a pretty hard movie to get through. It was. Everything happens at the beginning. I'm not really spoiling much because I told my wife, like, man, this dude killed a lot of people. And if no one has ever heard of it, people need to know about it because it doesn't just happen in the United States. These things happen everywhere. I never even heard of the Norway incident. I thought I remembered maybe something about it, hearing about it in 2011, but I don't think they really talked about it like worldwide very long, which is pretty sad when that many people die. I mean, I'll tell you this, it was in double digits that got killed. And it's amazing that the world didn't even care for that long, it seemed like. Because if I don't remember it, then they must not have talked about it for very long. It must have been something that was very short and talked about and then done with. It must not have been that long. Getting something to drink. I am thirsty. I just got off of work, so. But yeah, the movie. I was trying to find a randomizer. I like randomizers, and it helps me to kind of watch something different that I wouldn't normally watch. It chose that one, and I'm like, okay, that seems pretty interesting. So. I checked it out. It's called 22 July. If you want to know, it is a Netflix original. You know what that means. Take that with a grain of salt. Somebody probably made it, a small documentary person, and Netflix probably bought it, I would assume. It means something like this. Like some of the foreign stuff, I'm more apt to believe that they just bought the film rights because nobody else wanted it. Or they heard that they were making something like that and they thought it was compelling footage, film, that they would like to put on Netflix because that kind of stuff, I think, gets watched a lot on Netflix. You know, it's sad that people like to watch that stuff, but it's also interesting to know both sides of the story, you know, like how the families feel, you know, and if they got, you know, verbiage from the families that actually were involved in the thing and how they felt, and they got actors to kind of portray that in a good way, then it you know, it's kind of interesting to see both sides, and then to hear how the killer, you know, why he did it, and was he crazy, was he normal, was he had not, and you know, this guy really, he was pretty normal. He didn't have anything wrong with him. And I know some people were like, well, he killed people. some people will probably say that, well, since he killed people, there's probably something wrong with him. But I don't think it was. He literally thought, it's pretty much kind of a Nazi movie. They don't say Nazi very much in the movie. They say it a couple times. And I think they're just trying to make sure that they don't use the term very much. But pretty much that's what he was. He was somebody who wanted to bring it back, and he wanted those people to take over. He wanted the Nazis to take over, is basically what he wants to happen. And he was saying in the movie, which, like I said, it's not too much of a spoiler, he wanted that there was going to be more attacks. And this was only the first one. Now, like I said, this movie, everything happens at the beginning. Like the first 30 minutes, 35 minutes, first hour is the most compelling. Near the end, it's when it's a lot of court stuff, him testifying in court, what he wants from his lawyer, that wants nothing to do with him, by the way, because of what he does. You can imagine, he killed people in this Norway town, and everybody's gunning for this lawyer because he's defending him, but he has to. Somebody has to, you know. He has the right to legal counsel, just like in the United States. I believe Norway is a democracy. They do have a little bit different rules, I think. I kind of want to move parking. I may go move somewhere real quick. But they're right by a car, and I don't know if I work with this person. I'm not saying I don't want people to know I'm recording videos, but I don't like to be looked at as I'm talking to myself. I want people going like, what are you doing? Okay, this is okay. This is in the middle of nowhere. All right, so the movie was, like I said, it was okay. It wasn't a bad movie. I've seen way worse movies that were documentaries and were even thrillers and action. I've seen way worse movies. This movie was very well done. I will give kudos to that. If you like movies that are non-fiction based and, you know, biographical of things that is done well, this is a movie for you, because the actors, there's a couple you probably could probably debate with me that they weren't that great of actors, but for the situation, you could pick the argument that they would be acting that way because they can't believe what happened to them, so they would be acting that way. And a lot of it is just pure chaos, so you really can't judge pure chaos and say, oh, they wouldn't have done that, they wouldn't have done this. But like I said, it got kind of boring near the end of the movie because they drug with him going back and forth with the lawyer and the court system about he wants this, he wants that, he wanted it. There's one thing I will say. He wanted to be able to talk at the court, at the trial, and they kept on debating that in the movie. And I'm like, this really could have been like an undertone, like of them just saying it. Didn't have to actually. There could have been some stuff cut from this. This movie was literally 2 hours and a half long. It lied in the time. The time says it's 2 hours and 3 minutes. It lied. It does not 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's an actually long movie, but you know, when you get halfway into a kind of movie like that, you're not going to just say, okay, well, I'm done. I'm not going to watch anymore. You're already invested halfway, so you might as well watch the rest of it. I'm hoping to watch 2 more movies today. I don't know what they're going to be. Hopefully, I can find a randomizer that's pretty good. This one was okay, but when I went to do it a second time, like right after I picked, or I got 22 July to come up that it picked, it was like buffering and wouldn't pick a second movie. And I'm like, do you know that I'm debating if I want to watch that or not? I mean, I was going to watch it anyway. I'm just trying to see if I was going to watch another movie after that movie was over, which I barely got that movie done before my wife came home and I went to bed because I work third shift. I sleep weird hours. That's So I try to do these videos in the car because it's a lot easier to get videos recorded, get them up when I get home, and so forth. So I don't really have anything else more to say. 10 minutes is usually a pretty good amount of time I could talk about a movie. If I really want to talk about it, I can go longer. If it's something that I really am into. Infinity War, like I talked about that. I could go on a little bit of detail about that because I wanted to talk about it. This movie is not something I'm going to go, oh yeah, and this and this and this. But I did look at the wiki page of this thing that happened, and I wanted to be educated about if there was anything I should talk about. There really wasn't anything that I can tell you other than that it was a great portrayal of what happened. It was really, really good. I think this is probably one of the movies that I don't know how close World Trade Center was to what happened in 9/11. If there was I'm sure there was some Hollywood stuff. With America, we always glorize something in a movie, or we make something different. But I don't know if they did anything like that with this movie. It doesn't seem like it, though. It seems like they stayed pretty par to course. There may have been some with the kid who had to have surgery, major surgery. If you watch the movie, you'll find out what I'm talking about. But he may have had a little bit of dramatic, raising of what he should do, because he probably didn't do everything. Probably he did in the movie. That may have been the glorizing part in the movie. Because I think they have to probably change a little bit of it because of, just to make it interesting enough to be a movie, they probably have to add just a smidgen of something that may not be completely true. But like I said, this movie seemed like it was pretty awful close to being true about everything. But hey, I have to get home. My wife has to get to work, so I got to get home, let her take the car. And I wanted to make this video. 22 July was the movie. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Check out 22 July. Tell me what you think of it. I think it's an interesting movie. If you didn't even know that Norway had a terrorist attack in 2011, it was news to me. I didn't even know about it until I watched this movie. And like I said, if I did know about it, it happened and they didn't really talk about it in the news so much that's why I forgot about it. But here's a little snippet before I end the video, because you've got all the way through the movie, all the way through the video. If you made it as far, tell me I'm a fart knocker for telling you this last little bit of information. Because if you remember this happening in the news, you remember that they were carting bodies off of the island in this Norway town called Oslo. So if you remember that, that's really the only thing I remember from the news. And they actually show that footage in the movie. And I think I kind of remember that being in the news, but that's the only thing I remember them talking about. And then they just didn't say anything more about it. They probably said something about the killer later on, but I don't seem to watch too much world news. And that's what's kind of sad, is that it wasn't really pushed at us, like as a media front. Yeah, it was horrible. And they probably didn't want to give this guy any more, glorifying than what he already had. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. Check out 22 July, Netflix original, seen on Netflix. Let me know what you think. If my brain just went, and hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like I said, if you want to check it out, go check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Come back here. If you've already seen it, tell me what you think down below, and maybe we'll have a debate. Do you think it was really good? Do you think the actors were good? Do you think it was a great portrayal? Are you from Norway? And did you go through the horrifying accident? Because that is horrible. This was horrible. It was nasty, man. I couldn't believe what happened. I would have shit my pants, literally, if I would have been on that island and that dude showed up. Holy shit. I would have been like, hell no. I'm going to learn how to swim. Give me that boat. We won't go into that. Maybe, I don't know. I want to do a video. Right here at the end, I'm going to say something real quick. And then I'll end it. I want to do a video talking about all the movies I've reviewed. or at least 10 of the movies that I've reviewed. I don't know, maybe throw an idea out there. Would that be something to talk about? Is to talk about all the movies I have reviewed briefly, and to kind of tell you like, well, I think like the best movie I've reviewed from the last couple of years or something, or I do a yearly like review of the reviews I did that year, because the last couple of years I did some pretty decent reviews, and I've watched some movies. The quality is not so great. I kind of do want to still go back and review some of the movies that had shitty videos. I definitely want to do that. Just do a redo. Pretty much watch the movie all over again, review it, and just act like I never recorded it originally. And hopefully it didn't have that many comments. That was awesome. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all the good jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Keep rocking. Keep on watching Brad Tragic. And also, keep rocking and keep watching movies. Especially on Netflix. Well, maybe if they get their crap together. Maybe go to TV or WTV or Hulu. Hulu's got Waterworld, guys. I think I might watch that today. Ooh. Okay. See you guys later. Keep rocking. Goodbye.